Hello, my name is Charlie, and this is uh summer walkthrough attempt number 2 for CWR Productions Mancave. We're gonna try to do this in under 2 hours today, and hopefully I don't accidentally click on the stop video halfway through. So let's go for a walk. Okay, same as the video from last time. We're gonna start right here with my striped gremlin, which came from Trick or Treat Studios. Now, and that is also my Bates Motel sign. Bates Motel sign from Spirit Halloween. And beside that is the poster for Gremlins 2. I remember watching it on VHS when I was younger in the 90s and just completely ruined that tape. I really love that movie. Gremlins 2 is awesome. I love Gremlins 1, of course, too. Gremlins 2 is just nostalgic love for me. You'll see a few other Mogwais here. So, room tour. We start right here with my Spirit Halloween Haunted Mansion floor mat. Moving on up. This is my Sleepwalkers poster commission artwork from Scream Factory. Very awesome poster. Very much depicts how left field the movie really is. I really feel like that is maybe the best depiction of what Sleepwalkers really is. And then right over here, got my Employee of the Month aprons hanging on my door right here. I am a cashier at Home Depot. I'm also a RadTech student, radiology technician at Mount Sac, and a writer as well. You Shall Not Pass sign, Lord of the Rings, moving up. Sam Reef, Trick or Treat, Spirit Halloween. Sam, of course, is from Trick or Treat. And that is my Toys R Us sign right there. Now I'm going to try to make this video not last 2 hours like I said. Best way to do it is just kind of let things speak for itself and only make comments on the important things. Like right up here by my door, what I have here. Celebrity Crush, Eliza Dushku right here. Right here, one of the best Batmans, Michael Keaton. And Jack Nicholson, the Joker. Right over here, we got two images here. So this main one right here, that is the band Portishead, one of my favorite female-fronted bands. And then we have Alice Cooper with Jason from a promotional shot from Jason Lives, Friday the 13th. And then my favorite singer of all time and band, Tom Petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers is my favorite band. Okay. And then also, since I also kind of mentioned already what I am, who I am, Charlie is a collector, as you could probably tell here. And he's also a really awesome cat dad. You'll probably see some of the Children of the Corn as I'm going through. So, a few NECAs right here. We got Dream Warriors Freddy right here. We got Michael from Halloween Ends. And we have Ash from Evil Dead 2. And beside them is Elvira, Toony Terror's Elvira. And the Clock Tower from Back to the Future, my favorite movie of all time. And then right over here, we got Pamela Voorhees, Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2, and Michael Myers from Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween 6. My big three posters right here from Shout Factory right here. Commissioned artwork for Big Trouble Little China. Theatrical artwork for Army of Darkness. Commissioned artwork for Tales from the Crypt Demonite. Those three posters will never move from over my TV because they are amazing. I really love seeing those when I'm watching TV in the front room here. Okay, so what we have here. Now, my place isn't necessarily big enough for me to be able to have life-size models, or I would have a whole bunch of life-size models around here. So what I have is the NECA Razor Claw Xenomorph, Velociraptor Echo, I believe, from the Amber Collection Jurassic Park, Bat Gremlin, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man right here, boom, and a copy.
Oh shit, what is it?
Playing on the screen right here, this is American Werewolf in London. I recently saw this for the first time on a big screen the way it's meant to be seen. This is a classic movie. I love this movie so much. I was really grateful to finally be able to see it one time on the big screen the way it's meant to be seen. It's an amazing movie. Okay, I'm going to come right over here real quick. So this here, I am really getting right now into Hong Kong Asian cinema. So this is a poster for The Invincible 8. And it looks really awesome. So what we have right here, a couple pictures right here. We have The Crypt Keeper. Tales from the Crypt is my absolute favorite show of all time. I've loved that show since I was about 11, I want to say. So probably too young to be watching it in syndication, but I was anyways. Right over here, we have my friend Electra. Very important friend in my life. She is an inspiration to do good things. My friend Sabrina right here. She's probably one of the best people I know that has the biggest heart. And this is my friend Danielle, my best friend Danielle. She's amazing. She's put up with so much over the years. And she's always there for me. And this is my friend Sonia and her family right here. Sonia is a very important friend of mine that I met through vet tech school. So coming down right over here, what we have are some signs from Spirit Halloween, Elvira, Krampus. There's a Freddy one right here, and a cat tree. And inside the cat tree, current Superman David Cornsweet facing off with the kaiju from James Gunn's Superman. I really enjoyed that movie. It's a great companion piece to the Richard Donner Supermans. So what we have here are what I call my banger section of vinyl. So what we have here, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, like I said, my favorite band of all time. Right here, The Doors, amazing band, of course. Right here, this is a good one to grab right here. This is Depeche Mode. After Depeche Mode, we got Portishead right here, like I said, my favorite female-fronted band. Right here, what we got is, this one's a good one to grab right here, the Rolling Stones. Right over here, Michael Jackson Thriller album. A couple other guys are kind of mixed in right here. So we got Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. We got The Prodigy right here. Right over here, we got Underworld. And then right here, we got a lot of soundtracks. A lot of instrumentals by like John Williams and Danny Elfman. And a lot of other soundtracks as well. Like these two right here are maybe two of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Ghostbusters. Back to the Future. And of course you can't have a soundtrack collection without Evil Dead the Musical up in front where it will always stay. And like I said, I'm a cat dad, so there is Roxette the Destroyer playing with plastic. She was my first cat. Hey, Roxette! Alright. Working our way down now right here. So what we have right here is my Creepshow VHS. A gift from my friend Patricia from work. Sadly, she passed away last year, so I didn't really get to make too many memories with her, but she was an awesome person. So I really appreciate that she gave that to me. And I got Deadpool with a Rose right there by my Blu-ray player, which is a region-free. Couple books right here. Melanie Daniels Funko from The Birds, and Warner Brothers box that my Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray set arrived in. The 4K Blu-ray set from last year. It was a really great display piece, so I chose not to throw that out, and I kept it as a display. Okay, so we got some movies right here. What we have right here is Evil Dead Collection right there. Jack Nicholson Joker Funko right there. DC movies right there. Buffalo Bill Funko right there. Right here what we have are some DC animated movies. Next section right over here, what we have is the Marvel collection right here. Frieza's father, King Cole from Dragon Ball Z right there. Disney movies right there. Moving down here. So what we have here are my Spider-Man, Sonyverse, X-Men, so 20th Century Fox verse right here. Couple miscellaneous right here, so this is where you will find movies like my Alfred Hitchcocks, a couple of Alfred Hitchcocks right there. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Star Wars, Star Treks, Austin Powers International Man of Mysteries. This section right over here, what we have are my Al Pacino's, my Tom Hanks, my Leonardo DiCaprio's, kind of like favorite actor collections right here. And this one's special right here, Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee. Alien books right there. Alien Omnibus. And then we have right here, Agatha Harkins from WandaVision. And MacReady from The Thing. Moving up. We have right here are my favorite movies of all time. We're just going to hold for a second and let the titles kind of speak for themselves. Moving up right there, we have my Killer Krusty doll and my Ben Affleck Batman cowl. What we have right here on this corner is my The Thing mini poster right here. Channing Tatum Gambit on the inside there. Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Couple miscellaneous guys right there. Lunchbox, Aya Agamotto, Jaws minifigures. Some DVDs, Goosebumps, X-Men, Briscoe County Jr. I don't have very many DVDs. Still, mostly I've gone over to Blu-ray, but I've kept some DVDs from way back. And my concert DVD collection right there. We'll hold there for a second. And down here, with a Halloween 3 pumpkin, is my EC Comics collection right there. And right there, illustrated Halloween novelization from 1978. Okay, moving up. Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. Theatrical poster for Night of the Demons. You'll see my Transformer shelf right here. Okay. Oh yeah, and up here, I didn't mention it before because I think I didn't scroll up high enough. So, triple changes from Transformers, Blitzwing, Astro Train, Rogue from X-Men, and my favorite X-Men of all, Gambit. Okay. Plush Mount Rushmore right here. So that is Leatherface, Freddy, Jason, and a big pinhead Michael Myers. Couple little mini figures here on the rafter. Typo negative poster that I got with my typo negative slow, deep, and hard vinyl. I really like that image because it makes me think of the Beatles, but just the anti-Beatles. So it looks awesome. Right over here, Leatherface mask and Jason Goes to Hell mask. Right up there in that far corner, we got bros. We got me, Nikki, James. Nikki is James's cousin, Don Azimito, and Andy. James, Ozzy, Andy, they're my high school buddies. And that's Sonia right there. Favorite Transformer group right there, the Constructicons right there. My favorite Batman, Adam West. I'm just going to work my way down here to the Spider-Man section right here. So we got Kitty Pryde right there. Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man. Here's Gwen Stacy right there, meeting up again. And it just reminds me of that moment in Spider-Man No Way Home when Andrew Garfield made up for a previous mistake and saved Zendaya MJ for Tom Holland. And then, of course, we got Doctor Strange and Wong right there. Shocker and Rhino. Two popular Spider-Man villains right there. Moving down right here. Hot Toys Captain Marvel. Arcade games Storm. Ned Flanders wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So right over here, what we got is Spider-Man 3 Emo Parker facing off with my favorite Spider-Man, which is the Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy. And of course, behind them is the Sandman. Sideshow Bob. Okay, so right over here, like I said, my favorite Transformer group of all, Constructicons, formed into Devastator. There is Sonia one more time. Okay, so right over here, everybody, we chill because that is Mr. Freeze. Elvira, my favorite 80s icon right there. She's definitely inspiration to women right there because she speaks her mind and does what she wants. And she, by degree, made the Elvira persona her own, where she owns the rights to it, not somebody else that tells her what to do. And then, of course, we got Marty NECA right there, Lambert from Alien, T-800 from Terminator, a Xenomorph, Spider-Man, and the Joker, and Bela Lugosi, Dracula. Freddy and Jason body knockers right there. Darth Elvira. Okay, so a few more Hot Toys and miscellaneous figures right here. Right over here, what we have is Mondo Poison Ivy from Batman the Animated Series. We have Kotobukiya Batwoman right here. Again, another Mondo Spider-Man right here from the 90s animated series. Baby Stegosaurus. X-23 from X-Men. Like I said, Gambit, She-Ra from He-Man. That guy's just awesome. I love that guy. Rowdy Roddy Piper from They Live, sporting Obi-Wan Kenobi's garb, because that just looked awesome. And in his hand is a Atari Gremlins. And right over there, like I said, one of my favorite Batman of all time, Michael Keaton. I'm just going to come right over here real quick. So what we have here, a few more body knockers right there. Leatherface Texas Chainsaw, Pinhead, and my Vegas sign that I got on my 40th birthday when I went for my 40th birthday to Vegas. I lived in Vegas from 2005 to 2014. So 9 years. And my friend Sabrina, the one with a really good heart right there, she made my 40th birthday special. And so did my best friend Danielle as well. So those two, I'm grateful that God blessed me with them. Okay, so I missed something right over here on this corner right here. So Adam West, Dorbs, Batman right there. Gotta clean that guy up a little better right there. Okay, and my DeLoreans right there. Quintesson Judge and the Batmobile from the Michael Keaton Batman universe. So yeah, those are my DeLoreans right there. Okay, so right over here, what we got? Soundwave mask with a light on the inside. We got comics right here. We got my Captain Marvel right here. We got Spider-Gwen, more Captain Marvel, and some Doctor Stranges. Goose, Flurkin, shoulder plush right there that just rests on your shoulder. We got a Venom Funko right there. Behind those guys right there, we have my Amazing Spider-Man Masterworks collections. And we also have some Avengers comics back there. It's just harder to see them because they're behind. And then right over here, what we have is some Spider-Man Venom comics right there. Mostly Venom. And then Eddie Funko from Stranger Things. Okay, so what we have right here, movie reference section right here. So just a couple of movie production books right there. NECA Ninja Turtles right here. NECA Hooper from Jaws. Elvira. Okay, some magazines right here. What we have here are my Cinefix magazines. Movie production magazines that were around in the early 80s. And then during the COVID times, they ceased production, unfortunately. And then, of course, we got Casey Jones NECA. We got Quentin NECA right here from Jaws. We got Bogart Raph right here. Humphrey Bogart Raphael. We have a Rabid Blu-ray case right there. And then we have Tales from the Crypt cassette right there. Beside my Marvel art of from certain Marvel movies that I liked. And, of course, a vintage Crypt Keeper cup from when I went to Not Scary Farm during my senior year. So that was that trip right there. It was like my first time, but that was for the Crypt Keeper hanging show, which also had Elvira. And then, of course, right over here, second favorite movie of all time, best sequel of all time, Aliens. Right there. So we got Lance Henriksen. We got Bill Paxton. We got that other guy right there. Doing the knife trick scene. Okay. So right over here underneath this section right here on my desk, podcasting section right here, some movies. There we go. So what we have right here, some movie documentaries right here. Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Adam West Batman. Right over here, what we got is my Alfred Hitchcock's favorites collections right here. Some of my select favorite John Carpenter's right here. We got a really cool Howling right here. And that's also how I organize my movies as well, too. So you can see from this little guy right here, I like to double up and sometimes triple up my movies. And then I label on the cover right here. So if I'm ever looking for a certain movie, I'll know what's in what. It's a system that works for me. And then also, really cool Fright Night right here and Rear Window. Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window is on the inside right here because Fright Night kind of took inspiration from that guy. Ellen Ripley Funko with Jones and a few other select Shout Factory releases. Also, some Italian Giallo favorites right here. Suspiria Inferno Tenebrae. Also, some Studio Ghibli favorites right here as well. Kiki's Delivery Service, Whisper of the Heart. Okay, so let's move down here now. Move this chair out of my way. What we have right here is my mask collection. Linda Blair, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Haunted Mask, Kodos with his Jurassic Park hard hat. Few other reference book sections right over here. Some books that I'm also looking through, intending to read. Avril Lavigne, Let Go, album Funko. Hi, Starla. She was in the cat bed right there. Bunk beds. Starla. Hi, little one. That's my little baby. And then, of course, what we have right here are my Fangoria collections right here. That's where I keep those big guys. And then, of course, a couple of other little guys right here. Some Rue Morgue. Some Famous Monsters. A couple other Rolling Stones right here. And that's that section right there. So let's move forward right here. What we have down here is my Arrow release poster for Salem's Lot, but I flipped it to the Mexican side because I really like the orange transition with that guy right there. Moving on up right here, we have another reference section of books right here. As I said, I'm also a writer, so this is my writer section right here. That's Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman right there. Batman Returns. Charlie Funko from Supernatural. These are cute too. Little golden books like Alien right here. Back to the Future. Ghost Spider. Gremlins. And Jurassic Park. Alrighty, Catwoman took a fall, but we'll pick her right up right here. Next time, we'll throw her from a higher window. Okay, we'll put you back up right there. Booyah. Okay, so kind of like a DC section going on right here a little bit. We got Supergirl, Melissa Bonquest right there, Heath Ledger Joker, Christopher Reeve Superman, another Kotobuyaku Jubilee right there. We got a Gremlin NECA. We have a few Gremlin NECAs. Some Nancy Thompson Hypnosil from Dream Warriors right there. So not my own pills. They're a prop for display purposes only. Okay. Okay, and then that is the Freddy from Wes Craven's New Nightmare. What we have right here, we have the tattoo gremlin right here, and his buddy, the artist right there. Star-Lord, Biff, aka Donald Trump, Back to the Future Part 2 with the Almanac. Sergeant Slaughter, G.I. Joe. Thundercracker with Mew Mew from Thor. There's only ever going to be the one blade. Wanda, Scarlet Witch. And Captain America. With the Shield and Mew Mew, not Stormbreaker. Okay, so right over my podcasting desk right there, it's a really cool Batman 89 commissioned artwork right there. We got a Gates of Hell poster right here. I do love my Italian giallos. We got right here is Laura Lavera from the Terrifier franchise. Sienna Shaw. We got Arnie Conan the Barbarian right here. We got ourselves a retro Crypt Keeper right here from the 90s. We got some VHS for display right here. We got the Terminator. We got Dream Warriors right here with the hype sticker for Dawkins' song. We got the Superman right there. We got a Batman knit right there. We got Jaws Popcorn Bucket here. We got a They Live mask right there. We have Bart Simpson Talkie right there. And then we have a Butthead Talkie right there. Actually, Beavis. And then, of course, right over here, really cool Wonder Woman print right there. And then Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street right there. So what we got here, I'm going to move the chair one more time. And on my chair, we have an Elvira blanket. Because Elvira's awesome. So right here, let's get an overview actually. Hi, Princess. Princess. Hi. So that's all three cats that have made their appearances tonight in the video. And Starla's back there too. Hey, Starla. Okay, so what we have right here are more vinyls. So the way I got these guys organized now, which I'm happier with, this section right here, greatest hits. This section right here, Blondie, Billy Idol, Alice Cooper. This section down here, hey Roxana. We got Metallica, we got Offspring. Offspring were my first favorite band of all time back in high school. Metallica is one of Elektra's favorite bands from high school. So I kind of put those two together because it's like a his and hers. Just a way to remind me of her. Okay. Section up here, what we got is Miles Davis right here. And also, these guys are really cool. East Side Stories. This section right over here, what we got are my Beatles. It's Beatles. We got Huey Lewis and the News right there. And the Shins right there. This section right here, what we got is Bon Jovi, Dawkins, Guardian soundtrack right there. The Warning right there. My buddy James from high school got me into them. Right over here, David Bowie. David Bowie. There's a really cool one right here that I want to show too. David Bowie, Iggy Pop. So it's David Bowie, Iggy Pop section right here. And then right here, what we got is Pink Floyd. So Dark Side of the Moon. This one is Wish You Were Here. This one here, of course, is The Wall. We got Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, and a live Ozzy Osbourne album right there. So Black Sabbath, Ozzy right there. More metal right here, like Slayer, Pantera. And then right here, Opeth. And right here, miscellaneous vinyls. So that is a little better organized than last time. And then a couple reference books right there. Plushies right there. Moving on up here, we'll go up and down to the movies section there. Okay, so right there, that is from a movie display from Walmart when I used to work for Walmart for the Universal Classic Monsters. What we have right here is the epic face-off of the Giganotosaurus from Jurassic World Dominion and the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Pretty awesome there. Right over here, what we have here are my Gremlins 2 Mogwais and the Spider Mohawk right there with the formula that he's giving to his Mogwai self. Like I said, I love how out of this world Gremlins 2 is. One of my favorite movies from my childhood that I watched religiously. So right over here what we have are my Arrow. Oh, and then up here, Jurassic Park sign and Ghostbusters sign right there. So Blu-rays, alphabetically by distribution company. So Arrow right here. Frank Langella Skeletor right here. Star Wars figures here. Dr. Malcolm, Ellie Sattler, and Sam Neill's character of Alan Grant right there. So even in toy form, Ian Malcolm is still trying to cock-block Alan Grant right there. And then that is Margot Robbie Harley Quinn right there. We got some Goosebumps figures on this section here from Trick or Treat Studios. So right here, the Mummy. Right here, the Haunted Mask. And then a few more arrows right here. Lucy Lawless Xena from The Simpsons. Devil Flanders right here. We got a Xenomorph figure from Kenner. We have the series Black Scorpion right here from Roger Corman. That was from the early 2000s. It's exactly what it looks like. It's cheesy as hell, and it was awesome. Right over here what we got is some Blue Undergrounds right there. And then we got my Criterion section right here with Kevin Smith and Spider-Gwen Unmasked right there. And then Goose the Flurkin right there. This is 88 Films right here. Right here what we got is Indicator with Doctor Strange and Wanda, Scarlet Witch. This section down here, what we got is my Kino Lorbers right here. Warwick Davis, Leprechaun. Tim Curry, Pennywise. Elektra right there on her Snowblades. Doctor Strange, theatrical poster right there. Teaser poster. And right over here, my celebrity crush, Eliza Dushku with Tombstone from Spider-Man. Red Guardian, Evil Ash from Army of Darkness. Okay, another Kenner figure right here, the Alien Queen. We got a Ellen Ripley figure right there. Another Avril right here. Avril, to me, I'm really just a big fan of the Let Go album. Because for me, a lot of people may or may not understand this, it's high school to me because that album came out during my senior year and I spent a lot of time listening to it that summer. And then, of course, we got Black Suit Spider-Man right here with Peter Parker half as well. These are my Shout Factories right here. That was the company that really got me into boutiques, but sadly they are no longer their own distribution company. They basically got uh, sucked in basically to a bigger company. So they just basically got compartmentalized into a bigger company now. So they're no longer, they're still active in putting out stuff, but not a whole lot. I'll show a section with stuff they are putting out that they had not done previously, which I'm really grateful for. We got Gambit right here. We got an Elvira right here. We got Second Sight Films right here. We got a Ben Cooper alien figure right here with the mask that came off, unfortunately. And we got one inbox still right here, which is the Tar Man, Ben Cooper. We got Trauma Films right here. We got G.I. Joe Calendar Girl right here, riding on a Triceratops from Jurassic Park. Right over here, we got the Toxic Avenger Funko. This side, the Creep from Creepshow Funko. Dirge from Transformers. Right over here, we got Black Panther, What If version, if he was Star-Lord, and M'Baku. Right over here, we got Paramount Scares. Right over here, what we got is Umbrella. Beside a NECA of Ellen Ripley from the Alien film. Alien 1979. So we got another knit right here of Leatherface. We got some Vestron right here. We got Dee Snider right here from Twisted Sister by another Funko of the Scarlet Witch. We got a figure right here of the Toxic Crusader right here, next to my Vinegar Syndrome section. Okay. Let's push this chair back in place right here. Okay. It's right over here, like I said. Richard Donner's Superman, the blueprint for all superhero movies, in my opinion, right here. David Cornsweat Superman from last year. Very nice complimentary right there. So that's why those two posters are together. And that's the way that I really see those two movies should be viewed. Is Richard Donner, blueprint for what a Superman movie should be. James Gunn is doing something very similar with it. But he jumps right into the action pretty much. He didn't give you an origin story because he knew going in, we already knew the origin story, because all we had to do was watch that movie right there to understand this movie right here. And that was perfect to me. Right over here, we got Carl Urban as Dredd right here. Got a couple little figures right here. Star Wars at Walker right there. Gun Ship. Nemesis Prime. Okay, so starting from this section right here and then moving on to the shelf next to it. We have right here Spirit Halloween Crypt Keeper right here. We have a Trick or Treat Studios Creep right here inside of a the Ghostbusters containment unit right here. And in his hand is a VHS, actually, of Late Night with the Devil, that Umbrella released. That's why Umbrella's really one of like my favorite type of companies. They always give extras with their movies. So like posters, this little VHS right here. They're collectibles, collectible pieces, and it's awesome. Mosasaur Cup from when I saw Jurassic World Rebirth. Superman popcorn bucket right there with Crypto and Goose the Flurkin on the inside. Shockwave for the Transformers. Couple movies right here. We got The Long Walk right here. Mark Hamill on that cover right here. And then Elsa the She-Wolf right here. Kino Lorber release. And then we got my Barnes & Noble collection right here. So this is the Barnes & Noble collection shelf right here. Goes all the way down right there. A couple other little guys right here. My Toothless plush right here. And can sit on my shoulder while we watch movies. And I've done that many times with him. Neutrino wand right here from Ghostbusters. Right over here, what we have, Stephen King collection right here. So this is an entire Stephen King collection shelf. Goes right over here. And then down there, we got the sewer lair from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and some screenplays and a few more production books right there. And some Funkos up here too with Mario. And a Poison Ivy comic book. Yeah, there we go, right there. Okay. So moving on right over here, what we got is the Matrix of Leadership right here. We got a retro Skywarp. We got a retro Thundercracker right here. We got Jack from The Shining, which was a gift from Danielle to me. And we got Milo from The Mask. On top of the hoverboard sequence from Back to the Future Part 2. A very recent birthday gift that I was very happy with because it makes a great display piece right where it is. A couple other little figures right here. We got the Count Von Count from Sesame Street. We got the Grady twins right here. We got Arnold Schwarzenegger's Jack Slater right there. We got Rumble. We got Soundwave. We got America Chavez right there. We got a Jeff comic right here and a Tales from the Crypt VHS right there. Coming down right here, what do we got? We got more soundtrack vinyls. This is my horror section right here. For example, that is Friday the 13th Part 2. So right here, Friday the 13th Part 3. Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's put that back in right there. And there's also, if I go further back right there, Halloween 2 right there. So just 80s horror soundtracks right there. They get their own section right here beside the Halloween 2 pumpkin from Spirit Halloween and Freddy's Glove. So right over here, what we got are some bigger music magazines that I use for reference for specific artists, like one I'm reading right now ever since Ozzy Osbourne passed away, Black Sabbath right there. And then a few more movie soundtracks right here. So superheroes are kind of the theme right here. So you got like Spider-Man right here. Superman right there. And then, of course, Jurassic Park right there. Next to Sheriff Freddy. And some trading cards right there. Movie trading cards. So, if I flip this guy open, what you'll see. Tales from the Crypts. Goosebumps. And a couple different things from Fright Rags right here. So that's the Halloween collection right there. Evil Dead right there. Creep Show right there. Okay. And then this one right here is my Jurassic Parks. And yeah, my Gremlins one right there. And then there's one more on the inside, back right here. Dick Tracy right there. Okay. Ooh. So moving forward. Oh, okay. So what we got right here is my Brachiosaur right here. not just a toy, more like an display piece right here. It's a centerpiece right there. And that was from the Hammond, I think the Legacy collection is what that was actually. A couple little guys right here. My absolute favorite Halloween movie right here, Halloween 2. I love how that one just continued the story from Halloween. And even though it's kind of retroactively been removed from the series and added back in multiple times, I really like the idea of Laurie being Michael's sister, and that's why he's going after her. I like that idea because it gives more gravitas. It gives more gravitas to that character. Even though original Michael, it was great him just being the boogeyman. He was just stalking because he was stalking. I like that the next step up was just making them brother and sister. So I feel that was a good way to go. Like I said, retroactively it's kind of been taken away from the franchise and added back in. Halloween franchise is a little bit of everything, kind of. So what we have right here, that's from Guttergarbs right there. That's Freddy's Nightmares. Specialty poster right there. That came from the Spider-Man vinyl right there. Tobey Maguire. More reference books right here. Reference movie section right there. What we got down here is video game Jason NECA. And I did not take this out of the box because watch this. Pretty cool. I didn't realize it had sound on it. So that stays where it is right there. And what I have right here is an ad for the Tales from the Crypt VHSs. Because why not? Okay. So we'll come right over here. What we got, a few more movies right here. Shout Factory again right here. This is their Corman collection right here. We got Elvira's Haunted Hills right there. We got my Giallo collection right here. With a Tom Petty Funko. And then right here we got Studio Ghibli. Some Criterion favorites right there. Coming back over here, it's my kitchen table section right here. So this is where I eat my meals right here. And I love having this kitchen table section right here. These posters are kind of like an inspiration section right here. So we have Helen Slater, Supergirl right there. Got my buddy James here by the Michael Keaton Batmobile. We got Bruce Campbell and Nathan Fillion right here. And we got Last Action Hero right there with Freddy, Johnny Depp. And then right over here, what we got is a podcaster that I watch, Lenora. She hosts his Midnight Rentals, which is very much inspired by like a meshing of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Pee-wee's Playhouse. And next to her, of course, if we go in closer, that's Cassandra Peterson, Elvira. So yay, Lenora. That's awesome. Another mask right here. That is Nathan from Creepshow wearing a Wolverine mask. And then that is Brie Larson Barbie as Captain Marvel right there. Next to a deck of Gremlins playing cards that Danielle gave me. Moving on down right here, what we got is my another reference section of books right here. So a couple different guys right here. A couple different guys right here. We got Bruce Campbell right here. We got 007 right here. We got Hong Kong books right here. We got Black Cinema right here. We got anime right here. We got Italian Giallo right there. And then also right here, a couple more Shout Factory guys right here. Remember how I said that Shout Factory kind of got dissolved into a bigger company. They don't really put out as much now. This they do put out. So that's their Mario Bava Italian Giallo collection right there. That is Blaxploitation collection right there. And that is their Hong Kong cinema that they're still putting out right there. So yeah, I keep those guys close to me in this specific section because I'm currently watching those right now. So I pull from those quite a bit. Moving on up right there. A couple guys right here. David Bowie Funko right there from Labyrinth. Cosmo from Guardians of the Galaxy. The Black Cat from Spider-Man. Miss Marvel right here. And Hatching Baby Raptor from Jurassic Park. So a couple little guys right here. So that right here, that's special to me because that is a plush of Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man. That I won from a claw machine on my last night at Regal when I moved from Vegas back to California. Because I was born in California, went to Vegas, and then moved back in 2014. And yeah, I won that at the claw machine my last night at that Regal. So that will always be with me, important to me. And he's beside a really cute face hugger. Couple little guys right here. My Tales from the Crypt DVD collection right here. My Universal Classic Monsters collection right there. Daffy from Gremlins 2 NECA right there. Next to Rambo, Elvira, and Spider Carnage. Right up here, we got a fairy. We got the Hobgoblin Funko. We got Batman and Captain Planet. He's a hero. Besides some Elvira Valentine's cards right there that Fright Rags also put out. And up here, what greets you on when you come inside is Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. That came from a Wonder Woman 84 chip display. When I was still working for Walmart and they were going to toss this display piece out, I took the part that I wanted and took it to my car and brought it home with me. Because the entire time I worked for Regal, I never got any of the standees. So this was the equivalent of me getting the standee. And it's special because not very many people have a Gal Gadot Wonder Woman that stares at you as you're walking into their home. So we got here some music stubs for some concerts that I went to. Like, for example, very first concert that I went to, Depeche Mode right there. One of my friends from high school, Patrick Carrico, that's one of his band's shows right there. And right over here, Portishead, when I went to see them at the LA Shrine. Right there, that's my ticket stub. And right there is RoboCop, telling you to say no to drugs. With a black and white picture of Danielle, and then also me and Danielle at the Collective Soul concert right there. Okay, so these posters here, you're going to notice that they have borders on them, white borders. This is the white border section right here, the posters. And I keep it in my kitchen because it all has an aesthetic theme. So we got the Mutilator right here, or Fall Break, if you go by the alternate title right there. Another Laura La Vera, Sienna Shaw. Classic Alien right there. Okay, so what we got right here is the Fog poster from John Carpenter's The Fog. Like I said, white borders. White borders. And then I'll just pull back right here. You'll see I got a couple little picture frames right here by my kitchen sink. And some figures right there. And that's the Judith Myers headstone from Spirit Halloween. Couple little reference book section right here. This is like the biography section right here. And that's Max from Stranger Things Funko. Eartha Kitt Catwoman there. Right over here, the classic villains from the Adam West Batman. So Lee Merriweather Catwoman, Frank Gorshin Riddler, Burgess Meredith Penguin, Cesar Romero Joker. And right over here, what we got is the containment unit popcorn bucket from Jurassic World Rebirth. Right there. With the comic book guy, Hudson, and Vasquez from Aliens as well inside. Eliza Dushku from Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Faith. Like I said, first celebrity crush right there. Evil Dead with borders. Batman with borders. Dawn of the Dead with borders. They live, no borders. So yeah, that's the only one without borders because I recently took down the Friday the 13th original poster that had borders. Okay, so a little section right here. That's Sonia, Danielle, and right now that is Mary Tyler Moore. Right now I've been watching Mary Tyler Moore show for the first time because with everything going on in the world, I needed a little bit of comedy, and Mary Tyler Moore show fit perfectly with 70s aesthetic that I really like. So I've been catching up with Mary Tyler Moore's show and having a few laughs. Okay. Okay. So what we got here? Some movies right here. So this is another movie section right here. These are my steel books right there. This is a horror section right here. And some Shout Factories kind of mixed in there as well. So that's that section there. Got my vinyl player right here. You can do vinyl, it can do tape, it can do CD, it can do radio, it can do Bluetooth. It does everything. And I'm grateful to have that guy. And also right here, his name is Jeff. So we got the Ghostbusters right here with the Alien NECAs right here. And that is a VHS for Back to the Future. CDs, I still have a few CDs that I keep right there. So what I haven't transferred over to vinyl yet. A few other Ben Coopers right here. A couple loose little Funkos right here. Greta Gremlin right there. Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy right there. Ani and the Crypt Keeper right there. Hey, Electra. Boom. Right over here, my Power Ranger collection right here. Behind that is John Cassier with the Crypt Keeper from the All's Well That Ends Well episode. And then right there, Indiana Jones. Right up here, what we got is Alfred Molina, Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. Megatron with Energon Cube lithogram that came from the Transformers DVDs. And a few more Kotobukiya figures behind that. And a loose Ben Cooper right there. Dennis Nedry Amber collection with the Dilophosaurus right there. Right up there, we got a Mondo Venom facing off with the black suited Spider-Man right there. And my Jaws 50 cup right there next to Gwen Stacy. So right over here, what we got is Superman throwing down a deck of cards right there. And right over there, we got the Therizinosaurus with the Jurassic Park vehicle right there. With the Simpsons on the inside, actually. Kind of hard to tell, but you can see Bart, you can see Santa's little helper, and you can see Snowball too right there, and Marty McFly right there. So yeah, I got Simpsons figures inside that. We got a Hooper facing off with the Alien Queen right there, and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and Jaws right there with the tank in its jaws. So right over here, we got a picture, Back to the Future Part 3, with the clock tower, with the clock that goes into the clock tower there, undestroyed. We got Billy Zane as the Collector from Tales from Crypt Demon Knight right there. Awesome villain. We got Catra from Masters of the Universe there. We have a 3 Deep Friday the 13th, Part 3 cover right there, next to Denise Richards and Wild Things. Bronze Stan Lee. My CWR Productions Mancave sign right there. Next to some figures right here. And that's the display box from the Sarah Harding Stegosaurus set. I really loved how that Jurassic World set was designed to look like the camper from the box, so I kept it as a display piece instead of throwing that out. So, standard RoboCop poster right there, some Transformer figures right here. These lobby cards, they came from some Arrow releases from The Mask and Conan, Red Sonja right there. Speaking of Red Sonja, boom, right up there. That's from the Arrow release of Red Sonja. That's Bridget Nielsen right there, Red Sonja. And the cast right there as well. Okay, let's step back over here real quick, get some light on here. So we got right there, another movie section right here. So these are newer releases. This is like the newer release wall right here. Right there. Kevin Smith's right there. A couple other miscellaneous guys right there. This is Steelbooks, this is Universal, and this is Warner Brothers now. I'm more into the boutiques these days because boutiques put a lot of extra stuff that I like behind the scenes footage and documentaries. So I don't collect as many of the American releases now. It's more boutiques for me. Chris Evans, Captain America, the best Captain America in my opinion, right there. Billy Zane as the Phantom right there, so kind of a contrasting between great superheroes right there and right there. That is my friend Whitney during one of our trips to Disneyland right there. Pierce Brosnan, James Bond right there. The Buddy Christ right there. Couple little miscellaneous guys on my washer dryer here. I'll just kind of scroll down here real quick. Couple little mini movie posters right there. Magnets right there. Moving on right here. Some retro figures right here. And I am not touching the phone at all because this is where I shut it off the last time on accident. So let's not do that again, since we're already halfway done here. A few other little figures there. And I always like to mention these guys right up here. So those are 3D glasses from Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. The podcast Movie Dumpster, they did a Patreon viewing for it. And they offered up these 3D glasses to their patrons. And I partook, and not only that, but I asked them if they would mind signing it for me as well. So that's Joe for Movie Dumpster right there, and that's Sean for Movie Dumpster right there. Those guys are awesome, so I'm really grateful that they did that for me. You guys are awesome. I love your stuff. And of course, how many people's washer dryer is a Movie Dumpster brand as well? Because why not, right? Okay, so right over here what we got is the Faculty poster right there. That's from the Shout Factory release. That's just a reprint of the movie, the theatrical movie poster right there. A couple little guys right here. My Demon Knight and Jurassic Park 3D poster there. This is Venom and Bane facing off with He-Man and Skeletor right there. And Captain America Funko. And then this is from James right here, my Infinity War poster right there, which is in my bathroom. A few other Shout Factory commission artworks here. So right there. Right there. And also right here, what I'm happy with is Dancing Gizmo right there. And a Mogwai from Trick or Treat Studios. That is Mohawk from Gremlins 2. Okay, we'll just move on up right here. I left out something. I gotta go back into my kitchen area and show because I don't want to leave it out. So these are props from a place called Hearts of Darkness. It was a movie prop place in LA. Since the COVID times, they've since closed down shop, unfortunately. But yeah, it was when Ozzy came back to California for vacation. So yeah, he came down for vacation from Utah. And me, Andy's sister, we went to this place, Icons of Darkness, because it was something to do. It was around Halloween, and I'm glad that we did it because I made a really great collage of different props that are no longer at that site, wherever they are. Hopefully somebody is taking good care of them, but I have a great collage that I made, and I'm very grateful for it. So you can kind of see a little bit of everything that way right there. I'll just kind of move on down right here. Okay. Now something I want to show. Oh, something else I want to show too. Because why not? My shower has Michael Myers and Freddy right there. And of course, that's probably why I am single and don't have a girlfriend, because I do things like that. And then also too, that's a Spider-Man No Way Home, the second poster that was released. Once the cat was out of the bag, that Spider-Man No Way Home had all three Spider-Man in it. And I really like this secondary artwork as opposed to the original one that we got, which was just Spider-Man and Doctor Strange in it, because this just looks more epic, and it makes no bones about what you're seeing. Oh, and then right up here, that's my degree right there from Theater Studies from UNLV, right up there. Okay, and then my poster section right here. A couple little miscellaneous right here. So right up here, that is my Star Wars figures right there. Inside of the space shuttle from Transformers the movie, when Megatron was laying waste to some Autobots right there. I just basically flipped it and put Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Luke, Mando, and Bo-Katan in their place instead, because it just looked awesome that way. And then a few more of those Aero lobby cards. I like to make them into collages because they're just perfect size for that. And then right over here, booyah! Shao Kahn popcorn bucket with my Daffy Mogwai right there. I changed out the bucket to my Rocky Horror Picture Show one. And it looks pretty awesome right there like that. Okay, and then what we got here. So those are the little booklets that come with the Arrow releases for the books. That is the Titanosaurus from Jurassic World Rebirth right there. That came from the vinyl, and I just framed it. Right over there, that is the movie tie-in novelization section right there. And that's my friend Brittany Berkshire with John Cassier, the Crypt Keeper. And right over here, we got some funk. We got the Uncle's Funkos from Casper right there. And then that's Wolverine, Rogue, and Gambit from the X-Men facing off right there. They're about to ready to get some action. Hopefully not from my hat collection right there. Maybe from the Universal Monster guys right here. Those are NECAs right there. With the exception of this one right here. That is not the Bride. That's April O'Neil NECA. And that's Pennywise, of course. Tim Curry version. Okay. Moving on now to the bedroom. A couple little guys right there. Some signs from Spirit Halloween. Okay. So right over here. Right over here, what we got. Some more Shout Factory commission art. That is their commission art for Transformers the movie right there. That's pretty epic right there. Avril Lavigne from the Greatest Hits vinyl right there. I just like the look of that photo, and I decided to frame it and keep it right there. Commissioned thing art right there from Shout Factory. Well, let's move our way down this way, and then we will call it a night. So I kept it under 2 hours. Yay, mission accomplished. And I did not stop the video. Yay. So, one of two posters from when I worked at the theater. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter. So, that's one of the bigger posters that they had, and I've kept it. I really like the look of it. It's just one of those ones that it reminds me of working in a theater, honestly. So I like having that up. And then right there, we got the Reservoir Dogs right there. Michael Madison with that classic quote of, "Are you going to bark all day, little doggy, or are you going to bite?" Right over here, what we got is... Okay, we'll do this section right here. So, commission artwork RoboCop 2. Kiki's Delivery Service. That came from Shout Factory. And then Danielle, Sonia. Me outside of a retro theater in Whittier. Sabrina. And Electra. Like I said, those women... they inspire me. They give me motivation to always do my best, and I'm grateful to have them in my life. And of course, right over here, what we got is some mini posters right there. So we got the Terminator, Halloween 4, Nightmare on Elm Street. I really like the contrast between these guys right there. And right there, we got the Red Rex from Jurassic Park right there. Next to the Taco Bell Chihuahua. A couple little miscellaneous comic sections and books right here by my bed. Okay. So we have right here my other favorite Transformer crew, the Dinobots right there. Because they were the ones that always messed up them Constructicons. And these are the Studio Series 86 versions. The best ones on the market for these guys. They look amazing. And right up here, My Tales from the Crypt VHS ad. When Roxetta the Destroyer was a kitten, she destroyed it, basically. Like, she tore it up, messed it up really bad, but I pieced it together, and it made it actually look more vintage, so maybe she did me a favor. But yeah, I did not want to buy another one on it. I just basically taped it up and put it in a frame so it couldn't get destroyed anymore. And then right there, arrow release for Demolition Man. Beside Tank Girl right there. retro Ninja Turtle figures, retro real Ghostbusters, and an Arrow release for Inglorious Bastards poster right there. And above that, Super Mario Brothers, the 93 Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo version. Right over here, what we got is Ellen Ripley with the crew, the Marines, next to the Sulaco. And a couple little guys right here. So Elijah Juice True Calling poster, that has been with me since college, honestly. It shows some mileage on it, but it's been with me all this time. Okay, a couple little guys there. Sam with Elvira plush right there. Those came from Spirit Halloween. And in my bed, I just got some pillowcases that a person from Etsy made for me. Album covers, I decided, because there was a time when I was gonna get a small sofa bed that was gonna go into the front room, and those pillowcases were meant for it. Didn't quite work out the way I thought it would, but I got the pillows here on my bed, and they're album covers, and they look great. So Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and Dido. And right over here by my bed on the headboard, couple little book section right here, miscellaneous books. And Goosebumps right there, and haven't really mentioned her, but Lightning, my husky, her ashes inside of here. And right there. I'm very grateful for that husky. She was 15 years old when she passed away in 2020. Right after the election, to be honest. She was having health issues. 15 was a good long time, but she was having health issues, and it was starting to become a question of quality of life. And it was better to let her go peacefully than continue to watch her suffer and be unable to lift herself up or to even pee regularly, unfortunately. Not her fault. But yeah, I'm really grateful for that husky. She had a lot of love in her life. She touched a lot of people's lives. And she touched a couple of my cats, to be honest. She imprinted on them, I would say. So they're very protective of me. The princess, very much. And my calico, Roxetta the Destroyer. They were able to spend time with her. Like about 2 years before she finally had to cross the Rainbow Bridge. And they understood the assignment. They understood what she needed them to do for me. So they're very protective of me. And I'm grateful that Lightning imprinted on them that way. Hi, Princessa. So right over here, what we got is a retro Freddy figure from Spencer's. Doesn't make any sound anymore, but I still got him in box. And then right up here, Universal Monsters right there. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones right there. Another Avril Let Go. My popcorn bucket for Predator Badlands with the Predator ship right there. And another poster from when I worked in a theater from the Hunger Games right there. Underneath that, Typo Negative promotional poster right there. So yeah, I kept this under 2 hours. Woo woo. And right over here, movie poster for Halloween 2. Classic look right there. Next to some of my shirts. Alright, guys. And face hugger right here. Alright, guys. Take it easy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I really like doing these videos. A friend of mine, Amber, she had a really good suggestion that I really should try doing more like TED Talks, stuff like that. She's an amazing friend of mine. I'm really grateful for her. And I should try maybe doing more content like that, basically. Like she said TED Talks, but I interpret that as just more content where I'm not just talking about like movies like I do, just talking in general, sharing my wisdom, maybe. So, might have something there. Anyways, guys, y'all take care now, and peace. Face hug. Boom.